Hello guys! Welcome back! Hi guys! Hi! We're going to summarize the manual of playing the game of life, Getting Things Done by David Allen, but with the free template of Notion at the end. Capture, like a little cat. There's a rat right there. So with doing this capturing step, listen up, people. The Pris University is up right now. Whenever you wake up from the bed and it's still like looking at like a slob like me, yawning again, the first thing you do is capture. This is the way to solve your messy brain. Capture means that you dump, clear, analog any thoughts or ideas that you have on your brain. Something as wild as climbing up to the Mount Everest, and to get it done, you also write it into the Getting to Done system. And yes, I am not joking about that. If we don't get it out, it will guarantee that it will be forget. Are there any of you guys that have this happen because you had a date or a phone call that you need to make and you forgot? Like me, because I forgot to call my cousin last night. Anyways, this is human. You put those ideas and tasks into the inbox and you become your villain that you need to fight during the game of life. Because they're tasks to knock out to accomplish your final goal. But why do we need to do this? It's because our brain are not made for memorizing, but it's used for processing ideas and actually use it as an executive running organ machine thing. Because the brain is the biggest asset. Because short-term memory will only be stored for 20 seconds, and if it is not processed into long-term memory, it's forgotten. I gotta clarify how tall, how high, how fightable, how strong this villain task is, isn't it? Because that's what you need to knock out, so we gotta clarify the task. Pretty much it just means that giving context to this task that we need to ask ourselves in the non-villain game form, in the more realistic form. There are two questions that we need to answer for each task. Is it actionable or is it not actionable? So if it's actionable, are you gonna do it yourself or are you gonna delegate it to someone else? And if it's not actionable, how are you gonna store it? And I'm sure that for the next action for delegation, I don't have a personal assistant to do all my shit and work for me. I wish, but someday in the future. It kind of feels pretty soothing that I am my own bitch and I need to finish my own bitch work. That sounds weirdly motivating, I know. And then after identify the next actionable step, we're gonna go to the next step for further organizing those actionable and non-actionable. Teacher needs to get ready a little bit, you know? And the next step is organize! For non-actionable items, they go into two categories. Trash or reference. Reference can be anything that you read or consume and you want to record it for future, or restaurants or movies that you want to watch, but you don't want to do it at the moment, you want to keep a record of it. This goes into the reference folder for your future self. If you want the task item to go into the Notebook or Book Club tab, simply select the book list from the project database or click the checkbox on the notes for it to appear because the properties have been filtered out already. Trash pretty much means trash itself. The words is self-explanatory. Things you don't need goes in there. You can delete it out of your system. Because we gotta cleanse our system to make it accountable. So, bye-bye! So regarding to how to organize your task, you got to give it context. You can add in the location, energy required, the tools that's needed, the people that need to get involved, and due date of it, and the urgency. I'll show you guys in Notion on how I do it and organize this. Here I use the property and tags function in Notion to give context to each task, and the due date is also added to each task. After all those tasks have been assigned, the actionable side can be put into a project list, a waiting for list, or a calendar. Calendars are for day specific and time specific appointments and tasks to do. Here I use create link database and set to calendar view. Then filter out all the done tasks. So ta-da! So you have all the time and day specific tasks listed here. The projects and areas of life that you're focusing on, which is the projects list. And then the someday maybe list is like your life bucket list when you don't know what you want to do or you're just bored and you have a lot of free time. You can look at this someday maybe list. You might be sparked with a long time project that you have been putting off forever, like me. I've been 10,000 years away. Is that even a song? I don't know. Don't think that the system is this stiff. You can find ways to implement it into your own life. It is just a set structure that you can start off with. And then the next one is the waiting for list. Something like me and my friend are communicating for a future meetup, but I need to wait for the person to confirm with their schedule. They have a free time during today's afternoon or something that we can meet up. So to wait for this response, I will write in the waiting list, wait for response from blah 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 friend. That's how that list works. So projects, they're sometimes kind of complicated because what do you consider as a project? What do you consider as a next action? A project is an item that takes more than one task or action to complete, and it can be ticked off within a year. So that's how you define projects and next action list. Next action is kind of like something that's under your project. How you process each project further and further is by doing the next action.
Here, the task table are filtered out by date or project property. In the due now task table, the filter is today, so items must be finished today will appear here. The same goes for the due within a week, and other projects, areas, tasks will also be filtered by the category or time.
And then to further discuss about what is the areas of projects, we need to talk about horizontal and vertical organization. Horizontal organization is each area of responsibility you focus on. One area can be family, and another one can be health, vacation, be social. And then the projects within are things that are with due dates that you need to complete. That's your responsibilities. And an area project is the organization system. And then the sexy vertical way of organizing things is make sure that each item of actions is stay within its own category. For example, if you're studying your test, that chapter next action like, oh, make flashcards for blah 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 chapter doesn't go into your vacation pile. So in Notion, I organize each category of project by linking two databases together, and whenever this item comes into the inbox and I give it context clues and due dates and how many hours are spent on the task, it will get assigned and disappear from my inbox in Notion. The level 4 is you're gonna stop, pause, and reflect how your daily manual is used in your battle. This means to review your system every day before you sleep, and then do a big review every single.
Here I used a simple formula to calculate the date of review for each project areas, and you can change the frequency of review based on the number of days you wanted. The formula is done already, so you no need to scramble and figure out all those difficult codes in a week.
Maybe on a Sunday or Saturday, you can buy yourself a super overpriced 3.55 cafe and just sit there, luxurious coffee shop in downtown. This is my horrible makeup and some schmancy, glamorous side hair accessories because I'm a lady on the internet. But good news is, you guys won't see it from a distance. And do this weekly review as a ritual because all girls love to go to coffee shop, but I'm not like other girls. I don't like to go to the coffee shops. I like to stay at home. I'm a legit house mouse. We do this weekly review because we want to get our system up to date, clean, and creative. You can also look back at our bucket list and someday maybe list and maybe add it into next week's inventory of next actions or projects that's ongoing. So those 6 horizons that we organize, those someday to-do list or purpose, meaning, and goals in life is based on this. Think of it as like a building, and a European building, because ground floor 0 only exists in Europe. Ground floor is our current actions that makes up our mundane day-to-days. Horizon 1 is current projects. Horizon 2 is area of focus and accountability. Level Horizon 3 is the 1 to 2 year goals and visions. Level 4 is the long-term visions. And then level 5 is the life, purpose, and meaning. That sounds so philosophical, but sure enough, we don't want to be working our butt off in the bandwagon and on the hamster hedonic treadmill forever and ever. The 5th step is engage and start the fight. Now comes to the mundane Horizon 0 day-to-day activities. So to decide now what you want to do, there's 4 factors that contribute to this decision process. The first one is context. The second one is energy available. Third one is priority. And 4th one is time available. According to this, we can crisscross them and plan which task you want to do right now. This is the first way of tackling tasks at the now moment. Another way is to do tasks as it comes and appears throughout your day, because you know, everything cannot be planned in life. It always happens on the moment, and then you might have a urgent thing to deal with. For example, a text pops up. You do not plan or expect to getting text at 7:01 p.m. at night, and now you're eating dinner, and you stop your current planned action with your dinner and go reply to. This is the method of doing it as their task shows along the way, and then the other one is do it according to the 4 factors I just mentioned. Of course, you need to combine those two and find a balance in between them, because life always has spontaneous surprise to us, but don't entirely do it as things shows up, because you won't have a lot of control. Oh, hey there. Can you help me type up this little report? I have no time here. I'm not. And then no, you gotta stand up for yourself and say yes or no to those tasks that comes along your day without being it in your plan. So this is the method of GTD. Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage. And after me rambling on the 5 steps of GTD to you all, I feel you. This process seems very daunting and hard to get in place in life if you don't have a life organization system at the beginning. My advice here is just to try and learn it along the way, not like me with some childhood trauma and I'll just hate that system and never touch it again. No, that's not good. We gotta keep on trying things that worked for us. Since 18, I'm trying to date an organization system that has always worked for me, and this one has been sticking around for 2 months only, so I'm quite of a newbie with this GTD thing. But from other planning systems that I have tried out, GTD also applies to a little bit of it, but it's not entirely this process. So me segueing into trying this life organization system is not as intimidating as someone who never uses calendar planners or just wake up and do their things in a day. And for those who are just getting into this self-organization and productivity world, it takes some time to learn all those skills. Don't wake up one day and think that you're gonna be a planning guru and be on point for all your appointments and not forget anything. To be a good friend with it, it takes around 2 years. And there are around 3 levels of mastering this GTD skill. The first one is the mundane day-to-day actions. So you gain a clarity in what you need to do every single day, and your current projects will be well organized, but you have not gone up to the higher hierarchy of areas of focus and accountability. In the second stage, you will integrate this GTD system into a life organization system and be more working on top of the level of the ground-to-ground task. This level is the project level. The third one is creating and scaling up this GTD method. You can focus on higher executives of life, such as figuring out your future goals and other things in life. As you work up, your day-to-day task will be a ease for you to get into focus and mind like water and achieve flow. I sound like an ad for GTD so much, but honestly it is that great. Many people uses it, but I haven't found a video that teaches you how to incorporate this system into life, and here is the video for you all. You can start by using the inbox and the Notion template, because I made one for you all, and it is free. So now you better be persuaded by me to start using this GTD methodology in your life too, and get the balls rolling and click on my template and love it for future more quirky productivity and some fashion. This is my brand right now, and you guys can check out some real versions of me when I'm not that productive, and how I use my bullet journal in a more productive way and reflect. Explain how I draw and reflect my bullet journal here. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.